Hi everyone. I just wait for a couple of you to join. I'm just moving things and just making sure things move. So it's the video and the live is started. So this is what we are going to make today. That's the baby Groot. So that's how he looks. Okay, so I think I posted what all we need to start with this guy, which will be the brown gum paste and some modeling tools. I mean, one Dresden tool is actually all enough. That's all you need ideally. But I have been kind of buying few tools over the years, and then I kind of use them whatever feels convenient for me at any given point of time. Okay, so I know these are the few tools that I might need. I'll just keep using them now and then. I can't just tell you exactly which tool you need for which part of the Groots that you need to work. Okay, what else you need? Some brushes and glue or maybe water, and then toothpicks. I think I missed out toothpick in the list of tools that I are given, but you can also use an 18 gauge floral wire. Okay, so I'll just let this guy be at one side. So I'm just opening out. So that was a white gum paste, and even from the first weeks it's kind of dry, but it is going to be okay after I'm going to need it. So I'm just taking this one. Okay, I'll wrap and keep the other one. So people were asking me how to color gum paste and all that. See, basically you take out the white gum paste, add a drop or two of the gel color, and knead it. You get the color completely blended, and it will just start becoming marble shade, and then the color will kind of get blended completely. So you keep kneading, make it soft and knead it. Okay, so now this one I'm not mixing up the color is mixed up already, so I'm just making it soft. So you wrap it and keep in a cling wrap, right? And so it could be a little hard or dry on the outside, so you take it out and then you knead it well, and then make sure you just make a shiny ball. I'm just trying to see if both Insta and Facebook has the same frame, because I'm just trying to show on the Facebook and then it just disappears on the Insta. Okay, so that's how it is. So what I am trying to do right first will be to form the body. Okay, we'll do that. So for which you need the ball like that, and I want someone in the Facebook to just write a comment saying that you're able to hear me and then things are fine. I know a few of you are watching, but just make a comment on the Facebook so I know things are okay. Insta, I see people have joined and then making some comments. Okay, so you make a sausage, okay, and then flatten it. Okay, Harsha, thank you so much. Okay, so what I did, I just made a basic body, and then these ones, the bark ones, I had made the bark separately and I stuck on top of the body. So you don't want the body to be the actual size of whatever size of the the figurine that you want to make. it can be smaller than that. Okay, and now you need a knife, or a craft knife, or a knife like tool. So now this I'm going to keep for the body. Okay, and here I'm just going to cut out for the leg. And you can later elongate the leg, so I'm just removing it off. Okay, so this logic you can use for any standing figure as well. So I just move this guy out. What happens, basically the focus shifts from whatever I'm doing to the one that is on the table. So it's better to keep the table plain and don't give a lot of distraction to whatever I'm showing you. So I'm just trying to make the leg a little longer, right? So that will be the body. What you can actually do is, when it is soft itself, let me just adjust the Instagram's camera a bit. I'm just finding it a little difficult to get the focus on both of them right at the same time. Yeah, fine. Okay, so this part is just the neck, and sometimes we forget the neck. What happens, and then you make the head and then you place it on top. You find that gets a little too stout, like without a neck. I mean, this guy is kind of, flat from the top, and if you feel like this is little too small, I mean short, kind of press it and then pull it up so you can make that guy, I mean the body part a little longer. And you want to make another guy who is having broad shoulders, then this is the time when you can press it down and get this part narrow down on your waist and all that. But this guy is kind of not built his body yet, right? So I'm using a confect gum paste. You can make on your own also, and confect is kind of really dried, and I like the way how it is turned out, and I'll talk about it maybe at the end. Yeah. Okay, so the neck is done. So what you can observe, what I'm doing at the moment is, I'm not trying to put a lot of pressure. See, I'll tell you what can happen if you are putting in a lot of pressure. But as I was talking to you, I was kind of gently working on that whole thing. Okay, so I'm just going to show you what could happen if you are going to, get the neck out. This I'm showing the wrong thing of what you shouldn't be doing. So if you're going to make a a pinch like that, trying to get the neck out, another pinch like this. Okay, so all these creases or crevices are going to be there, and if you're just trying to, if that is going to be a very hard press, you will not be able to get the exact shape. If this press is very hard for the shoulder, and if this press is kind of very hard for making it flat, all your finger imprints will be there. I mean, imprint is okay, but these dents are something which you cannot go back and fill. So what I did when as I was talking to you, say if this was a flat thing up for the neck, I am being very gentle, and I am doing it from the different directions at the same time and being gentle. So now I know I've taken that pointy thing and then I gently press it here. So do that part slowly. So whenever you want to kind of get extra protrusion, out of any part of the gum paste that you're working, do gently. So what happens, the whatever you are just trying to pull out is going to be very soft and smooth, and it look like it is just part of it, and all these these parts is what you need to avoid. Okay, I'm just going to wrap that one back. Okay, so now that guy is there. So if you see the original guy, see there is a dent here. When ideally when you do, if you are going to have it like a bare legs or something, this part will be, you can see, and press it down, because the legs will be a little thinner than the part of the body. When it look like the leg is like within the body, if it is going to wear a pant or something, it is okay, but for this Groot, this part and the leg is kind of thinner. So I am just pressing it down using this tool. It is okay if you don't have that tool, right? You can have a Dresden tool. And anybody who has been working with sugar modeling and all that will have a Dresden tool. And if you have this, it is convenient, yes, but it doesn't matter. You can still work with a normal Dresden tool. Even if Dresden tool is not there, you can just use your hands to do, kind of press it there gently, and then bring it down and see if the thickness of the leg is okay or not. And for the Groot, if you see the bottom of, because it is the tree, right, the bottom is kind of flat and broad. So what do? I just hold here, okay, and press it from the bottom. So if I'm not holding it there and I'm just going to press it, the length will kind of reduce, right, which I don't want. This thin part of the leg should still remain. So I'm holding it here and then pressing it. So that way what happens, the bottom of the leg will become broader, right, like that. So I'll do that for this one also. All that will get covered up. So if you're focusing on Groot, all this doesn't have to be like really neat and all that, okay? And if you are focusing on a guy, if you make, then maybe focus on things that have to be neat at this point of time. You want to make Groot sitting, then lift him like that, and place a support at the back like that, and you let him dry, and if the gum paste gets hard, he will just sit down later. I mean, it will not fall back. For right now we are looking at a standing Groot. So I am for the sake of the camera, I'm just putting it on the counter and showing it to you. If I was just maybe sitting and making like what I did yesterday, I was just holding it like that, but I tried to put the camera on that angle, but the light is coming from the opposite side and it is all too dark. So it doesn't matter. You can make him stand. I'll tell you how to make him stand. And or if you just watch this and feel like this is convenient, you can just go ahead and do it this way as well. So letting this guy dry down for a bit, and I will move on to making the face. Okay, so I'm just checking if this size of the head is fine. I have this for the comparison, but this was like I kept changing the size, I think twice. I made it like really big, and the head to the body proportion was not right, and then I changed the body, and then I changed the head and all that. For right now, I think this guy looks a bit smaller, or almost close. So if you don't have this guy as a comparison, never mind. You can use an inspiration picture from Google. That is what I had. I mean, I didn't do it from my imagination. I can't work things from my imagination. So I need an inspiration all the time. Right, so because it is the baby, I'm calling it baby. I don't know why I called it baby. Okay, so if the head is bigger, it is anyway going to look cute. Or if it looks bigger, maybe just place and see, and then maybe change it later on as well. So for the head, you need to make the ball, right? And hold your, what end is this? I don't know. To name whatever this part is, the from in your palm just below your pinky finger, hold the ball there, and instead of closing it like this, open it out and roll it. What really happens is it just forms a teardrop. I mean, if you have any other better idea of making a teardrop, you can go ahead. Okay, so a teardrop is there. Just trying to show. The light is kind of it's just it's the natural light, but then it's just having a lot of shadows today. Okay, so this will be the jaw for him. Okay, and the top, you see, you can have the inspiration picture that if you see, it's just, there's a cavity kind here, and these are just kind of leaves that I did at the end. But what I did was pinched it out to get this part of the tree. Okay, so that I'm going to do it for this one. You can see. Okay, so what I'm going to do, kind of flatten it up. Here I will go get back and work on the chin. For here I just kind of flattened it. As you can see, as I'm talking to you, I am working gently. I am not giving it like one press and then one move or something like that is not going to get the shape that you want. I am gently just rubbing it out. Okay, slowly making a dent here, right? Okay, and now again I will go to the edge and then just start pressing. As I am pressing, you see this finger is just kind of rolling it out for me, and this finger is just pressing it. So I just go up on the edges, press it. And when you are pressing, make sure you're not giving in a lot of impressions here, and then later on to smooth it out, because from the top it's flat. This dent, you need to try and avoid that dent. So if you feel like you've made a lot of dent at this part, then just rub it and make it, make this part kind of flat. So we'll be cutting it out and making the bark. It doesn't matter if it is not too smooth. What we are trying to look at is the shape. Okay, and say suppose this is the front of the face. So this top parts, this cavity is formed. Okay, now the face. So what I'm really looking at the face is a jawline like that. Okay, this I will push. So what did I do? I was just pressing it out. I just take this guy also out of the frame. Just pressing it out like that. Okay, and I will again push so that will be the chin. Press and make this. I'm just putting my thumb finger inside just to make a hold and not spoil the edges. I don't want to hold here, so I'm just holding it like this so I don't disturb the edges here. Okay, and pressed here for the chin, this much. So don't press it like that. What I'm trying to do is get the jaw line. Okay, and press it up. So you have the chin. So chin is there. So you will have the cheek as well. And if you feel you've pressed it too much and you want it longer, so now you can still press it here and make it longer. So it doesn't matter when you start giving out the if like, don't focus too much on the shape or does it look like a face and all that at the moment. What really happens is when you put the eyes and the lips and all that and just cut it out on the top, it'll look like Groot. So trust whatever you're doing right there, and just don't fret too much about, okay, now it doesn't even look like Groot. Why? Because I had the same doubt yesterday. At this stage it just didn't look like Groot for me, so I was just putting in a lot of efforts there. So I can use a tool like this or a ball tool like this as well, doesn't matter. So if you don't have a tool like this, just don't worry. So I'm just going to make eyes here and here. See, basically here is just not so neat, but that doesn't matter because anyway I'm just going to kind of make, I'll be scoring out. So make that eyeball thing a little deep. Why you want to make it deep is, if you see the ball for the eye, you make a ball and you want to put it inside that socket, otherwise it will be like too protruding out if this part is kind of too flat. So you want to make a ball because on the outside you want the eyeballs to be rounded, but you don't want it to be projected too much outside of the face. So this socket is important. Now you want to make the lip. There is one modeling tool, right, which has that smiley tool thing. I don't think I have with me right now. If you have one of it, you can use. For what I am using here is a tool like this. Okay, it will just poke it and open it out, but it will also have crisp edges for me. So I'll use one of it. Okay, so I'm just making sure it's in the center. Just push it in. Just switching the sides of the tool, and I'm just pressing it down. Now also don't worry if you just kind of messed up with the lips and all that. It will get sorted. Okay, for now just open it down. So what if you don't have this one? Can you work with your Dresden tool? Yes, you can work with your Dresden tool. Okay, so this part of the Dresden tool, just put it inside and press it down. Lot of cake artists just have this one tool handy. So without this is difficult. When all other fancy tools, well, I'd say like they're not really necessary, but a Dresden tool is. Okay, so after opening out the lip, you kind of make this part pointy. Which part? This. Okay, so that will make the Groot kind of smile here and there. So we'll be adding some black inside and cover it up. Okay, so now the next thing is lip is done. Okay, and the eye sockets are also done. Now I want to press down here below the lip, here, like that. So the lip part kind of starts showing up, and if the chin is getting elongated, don't worry, we'll push it back again. And make sure it is also pointy. So when you're pushing it back, if it gets rounded, go back and make it pointy. But make sure this part is pressed. So I can go back to using this tool. Okay, and if I feel the head part is now kind of looking not enough, the bark, tree bark thing looks like is not enough, so I'm kind of pulling it up a little more. So we get back, if it doesn't look smiling at the moment, we'll get back and then, you know, make him smile, which is at later stage. Maybe, you know, you go back and then, you know, make that dot and then pull it up, you know, down. That you can keep working for some time till you find the lip part smiling, but that will also get sorted at the end, not to worry. So now, so this guy has been drying up, so I just want to see if the size is kind of right. Feel the chin part is kind of too long. I'm just pressing it down. I am getting the stuffs back. So you're just pushing something from here, right? That excess Gumpaste will still be around here. So that needs to be, you know, adjusted somewhere, which can be like taking it at the back. That size looking okay. I mean, it looks okay. With the hands, I think it should look okay. And okay, so now we just make the hands. This particular kind of hand I'm showing you, you can make it for any other figurine as well, because ideally what Groot has all the 5 fingers, you can see here. You can see, I'm not even sure what I'm showing when I'm just checking on the Facebook and then on Insta. You see he has all the 5 fingers. Okay, here you can see. Okay, so this basically works for any other human figurine as well, so we'll just make that one now. The ball first and sausage. I just want the ends of it to be broad. I don't want it to be like narrow. So when you're making a sausage, the ends would get narrow, right? So I just cut it out because I want it broad up. That will form my palm. Now for the 2 hands, I mean, it doesn't matter for me right now to check the length, because I will be working on it and then narrowing it out a little more, and it is going to get a little longer as well. I might have to cut it. For now, just cut this into 2 parts. Okay, so I'll just move the rest away so you can actually properly see the hand. So that's the sausage that I have with me. To start with the hand, right, and make this end rounded. Okay, and for the palm, okay, you need to leave a little bit out for the palm. Use both the index fingers of both your hands. Just leave a little bit out. Okay, and then just go back and forth. What am I doing? I'm just doing like this. Okay, back and forth, and you have a shape like that. Okay, so that is the wrist. The wrist is a little, you know, wrist is a little narrower than the palm. You just cross check with your hands. Okay, you do that. This part is a little thicker, right, because then the wrist forms and then the rest of the hand is all the same thickness, so it doesn't get this thick here. So what do? Narrow that down as well, which is like this thicker part you need, and here you just want to narrow it. Okay, so that looks like this right now. So this will be the palm, right? So you take it out and then just press it gently. Press it once like that, and then bring it together like that. So that will be the beginning of the palm. That will be the wrist, and this is the rest of the hand. Okay, so you can leave the hands out like that. You can also add the finger. Okay, so when you're going to work on your finger, the body is there, and then if say you need to make sure or check which of the hands you are doing, which is like if you are doing the right hand, which side the thumb should be, then you need to ask yourself when you are doing it. So ideally, when if you're confused of which side the thumb has to be for each of the hands, you put your hand down next to your body and see where your thumbs are for each of your hands. So ideally the thumb is always on the outside, it faces outside. So if this is the hand that goes to the right, I mean this is his left, right? So so this part is going to be attached on this side of the body. So the thumb has to be on this side, because if the thumb is on this side and if I'm going to place it like that, the thumb will be facing outside of the body, right? It has to be right in front when you are just looking at the front of any person. You see the thumb is the first finger when you see the body is just right in front of you. Okay, so now this part is my thumb. For that part you just need to keep asking yourself and then make sure if you are just doing the right thing. And now what you need, I'm putting this guy out because now I know which part, I mean which side is the thumb. So I just cut. So how your thumb is at an angle. So now you want 5 fingers here, right? But all the 4 fingers are straight, but your thumb is not straight, it is at an angle, right? So you're not going to cut like this for the thumb, but just tilt the scissors at an angle and then cut out the thumb part. Okay, so that will be your thumb. And you see there is a gap from the thumb to the index finger. So this excess is not needed. This excess is not needed. So what do? Keep your scissors straight and cut off that excess, because that gap is there, right, between your thumb and your index finger. Okay, that looks like that. And now what you need to do, you can just press here. Okay, and now you need 4 fingers out of this gap. So what I'm just going to go down. I'm watching through the camera now, but I can't cut so intricate stuff watching through the camera. So I go down and cut, so it is just going to get a little far for you. Okay, so now here in this part I need 4 fingers. So I just first cut this part equally into 2. Okay, and then I go to each part and cut that into half. So you have 4 fingers. Okay, so then ideally what happens, if you, okay, that's my left hand and that is the, you know, the hand of whatever we cut. So this part is straight, but here it look like it is kind of having an angle. So you want to make that one straight. So what do? After making all the, you know, the 4 fingers, you go to this end. You really don't have to do all this, but I'm just showing, and if you're interested you can do, or you can skip this part, but it is good that you try it out. Okay, so here I just want to cut off this bulge next to the pinky finger, like that. Okay, so this is that one I've removed. So what happens, this part looks straight down. So I just make sure I'm getting my wrist back and all that. Okay, so the thumb looks too fat, so I just cut off some excess here as well. Okay, so you can further go ahead and kind of pinch each finger. That is like if you're really looking at the details, because it is flat on the top, right? Just make it a little rounded, or you can just pull it up and then make it a little more slender, depending on what you want to do. I'm just going down. Going down is like basically standing up and watching it through the camera, or watching it directly with my own eyes. So right now I'm not watching it through the camera, which is like right now I'm just working on the finger, so I don't know what is actually what you guys are actually watching. Maybe I'm in focus or not, I'm not sure. So okay, this is done. Okay, so this part is too bulgy, so what do you want to do? Use a ball tool. Okay, gently press it. Okay, if I just go poke it, then I kind of will lose out a lot of you know, small details, like all the finger details and all will go. Okay, so I kind of do that. Now if you want to bend the fingers or make it straight, or you know, put it together, you want to have the thumb out, all that you want to do now. So I'm just kind of going to fold the fingers like that. Okay, so I'll quickly make the other one as well. That hand is kind of drying. I put this one out. So now make that rounded in between your fingers. Flatten or thin this part out, which is the hand. Press this out, press it like that, holding the wrist part. Be very gentle. Okay, so now again, if you think you'll get confused, come here, place the hand. So you want the thumb to be on this side. Okay, so which is the opposite side of what you made already. So I cut out the thumb and at an angle first, and then remove off this excess that I don't want. Then press here, cut it, first into two and then each of it into half. Okay, so now the thumb is there, and then finally this bulge on the outside of the pinky finger, cut it out and make it flat. What do you see? 4 fingers? Yes. Okay, the index finger and the middle finger is kind of not too much in proportion. I was just looking into the camera and cutting, just lost the size. Okay, so what do? I just remove that off. And see if I get one more finger out of this big, a smaller, scissors would have been really good. I can also quickly make another finger, but that doesn't matter now. Maybe if it was for a proper figurine, I could go ahead and then make another hand. For right now, so this side is the outer part, and here I want to flatten it out for the palm, making sure the wrist is still in place. It depends on how gentle you are. I'm just pushing it out here. Okay, so this, as I said, you can make it slender by gently going in, but it doesn't matter. See, look at how thick my fat, I should say, my fingers are, but still I can go in and then just by being a little patient and actually wanting to do, you can do. Because I see people tell no, my fingers are fat and I can't do that. You can actually do, because mine is quite fat as well and I can do. Okay, so now the fingers are there. I mean, could have been better, but that is fine. But that's the idea, right? And then again I'm just going to close. You can sit and do the nails and all that when if you're very sure of what kind of figurine you want to make. Now I have 2 hands. Okay, so how do I put that guy in? You want to make a hole here. Okay, if you want the hand to be in whatever shape, I mean, you know, this guy itself is, his hands are in different shapes, right? So I kind of made holes here properly, and ideally I try and avoid a lot of support, too many wires and all that I kind of avoid. But here I try to, you know, also make it stand without the toothpicks, these 2 toothpicks, but I thought that would be good. And as much as you try not adding too much of support, and if you think your figurine doesn't stay properly without a support, you can go ahead and use toothpicks. But to make it stand, I have to be adding toothpicks here as well, and then I will connect another toothpick to the body and the face as well. But the hands, I tried, hands are drying, I mean it is in shape without any support. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to press, you know, this part, make it a little pointy. What I want to do, I want to insert this inside this part here, like that. Okay, before that I just want to check if the length is fine or not. Ideally when you put down your hand, check, mean this guy is like not the real human guy, right? So it doesn't matter. But what you can check the length, like always just below your first half of the thighs, which is like here. I mean, I was just checking where my hands end, so which is like here. So if you put it in, is this going to be only till there? Yes, but maybe I can cut a little bit off like that. Okay, and for the elbow, I mean, if you be very particular about all that, you can do. Now I need glue and brush. So you want glue to be in place for this one, and a rounded brush. Okay, you want to put glue here, okay, inside that hole that you've created, and on the outside as well. That's important. It's okay, you can just ignore adding it here, but it is fine, you can add, and that will help. Okay, so you know this thumb is outside and that is his left hand. Name of the glue, I am using Figurine's glue. You can make your own glue. There was a tip on the Fondbites magazine's Facebook page, and that tip says how do you make your own glue. But right now this is not going to stay there in place. You could use some support. For right now, how you want that guy to rest. Okay, so there is a little bit of gap on the bottom. So I'm just looking at tools to support. So you need to be looking at tools to support. So why I am not letting this guy flat down is like the hands can't just go flat. When you're making him stand, you don't want the hand to go like to at the back of the body. You want the hands to be the same level as the body's size, which is this from here to here. You don't want your hand to just go like that but stay here. But if you're going to make him lie down like that and dry, there is that gap at the bottom, right? So you want something there so it can get lifted up a bit and dry in that place. So you want to have something like that. So you need to go look around what kind of support you can give. It can be dried gum paste bits or a thin brush. The one that I have right there looks a little too thick for me. Okay, so I just add this brush. I mean, doesn't matter for now, it will just keep moving. Okay, so don't worry, it once the glue dries up, it is just going to be stable. But this is exactly what I did to the one that is already dried. Okay, so now that needs to be let there like that to take shape. So now if we move on to the other hand. I was just looking and focusing what I actually showed. So now I don't want to disturb that. Okay, so now I go and add some glue inside and then on the outside as well, and some glue here as well, and then I'm going to insert it enough. I'm just checking if enough is gone inside that to get inserted. Turning it to make sure the thumb is so how would we want to keep this hand? If it is going to be like that, then find a tool. Is that enough? No. So here for the elbow, I didn't get the elbow right. So I'll just press down for the elbow here. Just manipulate the fingers a bit. It doesn't matter, you can actually leave the hands down, but leaving the hands down is kind of quite easy. So we just look into a little more complicated way, so you can use these ideas when you're actually working on your figurine, whatever figurine that you make. So what I used here is just the gum paste itself. Okay, so I just made a ball. As long as there's no glue, we can remove that ball later, and it is just going to stay in place. After it's dried, we can remove that gum paste ball out. It is just going to act like a support for me to just get dried up in that shape. So I'm just checking if my fingers make sense. Okay, that looks good. I don't want the legs to be too close to each other. Just pushing both the hands, making sure the glue kind of really works. Just thin down this bit. So you can check how you like your the position of the hands to be, and if the support is enough or not. Okay, so I'll just leave this one like that, and the head goes there. The head I will make him stand and then stick. I'm not going to put it there because the back will be just kind of too flat for the body and the head together. So what I need right now will be, it's mostly done. All these box is what we need at the moment. For the box, I will have to make the box and then stick it. For right now, let's just let this thing dry. Let's see if I can just slowly move this one out. Without letting the drying support to get lost. Okay, so now this one, why I didn't cut the box immediately when I started shaping it, and if I cut them immediately, what happens, it kind of gets stretchy and all that. But if I let it dry for some time and then cut, then my cuts will be a little cleaner. So you see how you have to just observe the angle in which I'm holding the scissors. If I'm just going to hold like this, and then I may not be able to cut. It is like this cavity is facing me and the scissors is at an angle like that. So my cut is like, so now if you see this guy, when you observe the real Groot, the ones on his left side are kind of little longer. I mean, it doesn't matter now if he stretches because that is what we're looking at. Okay, and you see here, I mean this, because it's there I'm comparing, and if you don't have, what you need to compare is your real one. Take the picture. So this excess, so they're not like really box kind of cut. There are extra gaps because these are barks of the tree, right? I mean, it is the trunk itself. I don't know. I mean, I don't watch these or follow the series, and maybe kids would kind of disown me, but I like this character to make as a figurine and in this 20-day challenge, because I thought it had good amount of scope for learning different techniques, and he also kind of looked cute. So by doing that, if you are pressing it down, you need to keep a watch on which of the shapes you are kind of trying to damage, and you need to work on it. So if you see here, this side is getting a little shorter. So if you observe that and then chop off. Okay, and then again it is not kind of too flat, right? I'm just removing off some excess because I don't want it to look like kind of too box type. I mean, like properly cut. I just want it to look a little imperfect. I think I moved away from the frame. Okay, so I just remove off the excess. I would be scoring them. Just a minute. Okay, so I also now start making the black eye balls. So I want to make that opening back again. So I have a little bit of black gum paste that was made yesterday. It's just a little bit. So, but that is enough for. Okay, it's the black gum paste. But now I just want to make in size, one size, and then just add it inside this and see if it is like too big or too small. Just check if the sizes are the same. Now you can see, right? The support keeps falling down. Okay, this looks right. This looks a little bigger. I don't want to press it from the top because you want it to look a little rounded. Okay, so this size looks good to me. So now after checking the size, I take the both out. Take the both out and now add some glue into it. Okay, so now again I just want to check the lip part again because we've been going around and touching all around, working on the face. I'll just make sure. And now again a little bit of black goes inside the okay, that's the face. A little bit of black goes inside, for which I just need to go and brush some glue and put this sausage inside. Black sausage. Okay, cut off the excess from here. I just don't need. You can use the dresser tool. I'm just kind of spreading it out with the glue to just make sure the inside of the mouth is black, because you just want to make it look a little darker there. And now to make this guy smile, as I said earlier, just just make the lip a little pointy on this edges, and you want this to be a little smooth. Just wipe off or remove the excess sticky fondant that you have. Okay, and now I just want to, looks fine to me, I mean the lip part. Okay, you added black inside. Okay, now I want to do some scoring on the face. So I just use a craft knife or a knife-like tool to just score, but not the eyes. By doing this, I could spoil the shape again, but I can go back and cross-check. Now the chin is lost, so now I again press for the chin and then make sure the front is kind of okay. Also use the pointy, I mean that's like a sharp pin, pointed edge of a pin kind of a tool. You can use a pin, a needle that is just kept specifically for your cake work. And this is a tool I use only for my cake stuff, and so it doesn't have to be the same tool, but it just is a pin thing. So if it breaks, you can use glue and stick, so it doesn't matter. I just want to check if my lips are fine. Okay, so now that will be the head, and I'm bringing the body back in place. This still kind of, it is going to take few hours to dry it from wherever it is. Now what I need to do is to make the box. So for the box, I just will take some gum paste, the same one, the brown one, which is kind of getting sticky. Then touch a little bit of corn flour. Just press it down. Any odd shape is fine. For now, if you just compare and see, there's the center thing and there are these barks from either side. Okay, and then you can use any sharp scoring tool. Okay, and then just make lines. And you need quite a few of them. And they have to be like random. And you want to start sticking them on the body. So now I just apply glue all over the body. So keep checking whether the position of the parts that you're looking at still remains. One part can be placed there. Okay, I have some being made here. My kids are just making here off the screen. So I just start sticking them. You can place there, check what size you want, and then take it out and then cut. There isn't glue there. If there's no glue, we can make extra grooves as you go. And if you are going to overlap on an already stuck bark, apply some glue on top of it and then start adding. So I just remove that, if that stays well and good, else I will place the support back again there. Just trying to see, so you make it in random shapes. So what I have here at the moment is whatever is made here. So my son and my daughter are helping me to make. So these are the ones that they are making. So these are some random shapes that are there, and you can just use it, cut and use it in the way you want. Okay, so I'll be needing some sausages that looks like you know, the roots or the branches. Okay, some more on the legs as well. Sausage. Okay, so you would be needing such bark texture for the hand as well. It's just completely the whole body is kind of bark like. So in the hands you can, you know, because they are the roots and they can be cut open, or it doesn't have to be like really perfect. You can just go around and then use the glue and stick. This will be for the other hand. Because they have to look randomly placed, I'm just trying to make it not look very neat, and that's what you want for how the Groot's body texture should look. Okay, so some here as well. You don't want a smooth I mean, this part itself is like kind of looking too uniform, and that's not how it should look. It should look a little more uneven, which I'll be doing it now. And now see some sausages like this, I'm just asking them to make. So you needing these kind of shapes as well. So they'll be like the stem, what do you call it, stem, or it is part of the root. You know, they have to be there on the body like that. The thin roots, okay, so these are the bark, tree bark, and that would be the roots. So you need thin sausages like that. And again, for the sausage to stick wherever you want. Now on top of this there's no glue, right? So you apply some glue. And just stick them out, but you need to cut it out here and there, so it looks like it goes inside and then just starts from another part. You don't want it to be like too thick as well. Make it look like it goes to the back. Make it look like it goes inside that bark, and then goes here at the back here. I make sure it has glue. And those roots also, they can't look very neat. I mean, they can't be smooth, so you want to just put some lines on them. You want to make it look like that the roots are going there, and they're not smooth as well. So this you can keep adding. You can look in the you know, the original real one for the inspiration. So these are some more flat ones. These, my son has made them. So I yesterday when he made it, I used these bigger ones for the back of the body. So I can use, you know, such big ones at the back, and then use my Dresden tool to score and give it a little more definition, instead of being so perfect, to make the center in line and all that. And because it's the front, you pay a little more attention. And they are also not quite flat. You see, the one that I've made, it's just kind of little opened up. So if you feel like just kind of too flat and neat, you need to be adding like some more layers on top, so this part looks kind of lifted. So you want some of the barks to have a lifted look as well. So one layer of doing sticking this bark is done. then do one more layer, and then just make sure they just opened up, and also make sure that there's glue there in that layer you're sticking. Okay, so now it also has this center partition, and you can make some more, give some more depth using the Dresden tool. Okay, so I also want it to be open. So what I'm trying to do is, they are not flat, as I said. The barks should look open, right? Which is like, you want to open these parts out. So even if they are stuck, it is okay. So just lift it open and then kind of blend them back. If you think like you opened out too much, and give a little more definition. So now I kind of forgotten the hand has to rest in a place. Okay, so what I can do, I just skip doing the back part. So once this whole thing dries, you need one whole sheet like that to go behind, and for which this part should dry first, and then you should turn it back, apply the glue, put the whole sheet there, and then try and use your Dresden tool to go around and then make these kind of indents, right? So it could take a little more time if I'm just going to keep working on all these finishing, but for you, you have this guy to compare, which is like that had taken a little more time. So now what I want to do, let me just lift this guy and see how far he's stable. Okay, so now he comes in one piece, right? He could stand on his own as well. So this is what I was saying, the back is like that. So if I have to quickly do, apply the glue and put the sheet, okay, and cut off excess. Okay, at the back it could be random, and then just make scores, but you could do that in the front as well, but doesn't matter. But like, you know, in the front you just want it to kind of look very neat, so you're just putting in all the time. But anyway, you are trying to give it, you know, a very random look. In the front you can spend some extra time, in the back you can just keep it kind of a little rough. Okay, so the hand really needs to stay. So this brush is supporting, and this also I wanted to stay there. So now I wanted to put two toothpicks for the leg here, and one for the head. If I have to put the head, now one thing that I want to show is, like, if I'm going to put the head, I want to know how far I can insert this one, how far I need, the toothpick into the body, and if I'm going to insert the whole thing, will the toothpick come out from the bottom of the body? So I just need only so much, and I want just like more than half of the it doesn't matter. The hands, I can stick it back again. Half of the head to hold the figurine. So it will just go all the way till here only, and this the length of the toothpick is for the head. So for the hands, I can stick it back again, doesn't matter. For right now, if I want to put the head here, I just poke it inside to whatever length I want. Here I just lost my detailing, but that's fine, I can do it back again. Put it inside and remove it out. That's very essential to do this part when you're doing a figurine. Dip that same toothpick or skewer into edible glue, and after which again insert it back again. But what this will do, it will just make sure the stick doesn't come out. And now I want to make a hole here as well, and put some glue inside that hole. And if that hole is not made, it's difficult for you to push and then keep it back in place. So now that's how you get the head stuck to the body. What happens if you don't use the glue, it is easy to move or it could fall. And by putting the glue in the stick and then inserting it, once the glue dries, it's just going to be like really stable. And so now if it falls off like that, what do? You add some more glue and then just stick it. So you need to give a time for the glue to dry, which will be like overnight is kind of good. I just lost a finger for this guy, that doesn't matter. I mean, because this is a practice thing, and then I'm doing it a little quickly. Okay, so what else did I do on that guy? I just made a small leaf kind of a thing there. I'll skip it here in the live, but when you are doing it, you can do is just making a small sausage and then pressing it out. So here what I did, you can see that he's having some colors, right? I had dusted him, so I'll just quickly show the dusting. If you're very keen about this finger, right, even if it falls off, you don't have to make another hand. You can actually stick it. I'll see if I have time, I will stick it then. So that is that broken finger here, if you can see. Okay, so now I need petal dust. Some green petal dust. Just remove, because I could let that whole thing dry and then hold the guy as a whole, and then dust. But right now, because I cannot wait until it dries, just dusting the top. It is the moss. Why green? Because that's the tree trunk, and it's an old tree maybe, so you need to add some moss. Okay, and I also added a darker shade of the green as well. But then not just the dark, just combine the both a bit and then have an intermediate color first. Just touch the tip. Okay, so here as well, it is just not smooth, soft. It is the cut tree bark, so you want to make some concentric circles inside and kind of damage the center. You don't want it to look neat. By doing that, don't lose the shape of the face. Just a little bit is enough. Okay, so I am putting that guy back. There is still glue, right? So it will stay. And inside the grooves of the body, I want to add some brown and some black mixed together. So for which, because it is the grooves, I want to use a thinner brush, but for the head I did use a broader one. I'm just mixing black and brown. I just want to go inside the grooves, wherever the grooves are. But otherwise it is just going to look very flat. The grooves are missing, but I've lost the details when I was reshaping it and all. So make the grooves. And in the grooves, add this petal dust, darker petal dust. Don't use gel colors, they look kind of too patchy. So as and when you're moving, you just check the position of the parts, the hands and all that. You want the box to kind of open up. So I'm going inside all the grooves and giving it a dark shade, which is the black and brown mixed petal dust. You can randomly add a bit of just brown here on the outside of the body, but the black mixed one inside the grooves. You can touch up the face as well. You could turn the guy and dust on the back side and the hands as well properly. On that guy I have kind of dusted everywhere. The color is not dark enough, add some more black. This, if you're making Groot, then addition of this dark shade is important, otherwise it is going to look very flat. Okay, so then actually these parts are a little green as well. There is a little bit of green on that sausage thing that we made, which is the root, right? Root in the trunk. And if you feel that there is a lot of green, just brush it off. I'm just removing off the excess. Hands also should have the color. I mean, they cannot be lighter now that body is taken that dual shade. You want the hands also to be the same shade as the body. Okay, so now one last thing I want to do, add white to the eyes. And the tool that I want to use is a ball tool. Okay, so touch that white straight up, remove off, and for the eyes I just want to make one white dot there, and in the same side for the other eye as well. Make sure both are the same size. And actually that the group that I saw had teeth in white. So I'm adding some white just on the, so he looked like he's opened his mouth and his teeth is there and he's smiling. You still feel like he is not smiling, then when the face is still soft, you can go and push the the edge of the lips, so you start looking like he's smiling. Okay, so that should be all of it. This one bit you can add when you are doing this leaf part, and there are some leaves here and there in the body. So okay, and this toothpick that needs to be inserted here in the body again goes now before it gets like super dry. So how much you want to insert into the body, remove it out, poke it in, remove it out, dip it in the glue, remove off excess and put it back again and let it dry there like that. So you see how much you need to be poked in your cake. Now the first thing I will do is to first poke it in without the glue and see how much I want. Make that hole first and then dip it in glue and put it back again. Okay, so he needs to dry up like this with whatever support, after you've done that whole thing, and now you see how you want him to dry, and after which you can just let him rest like that overnight and then come and check on him the next day, and then he should be like that, sturdy. The way it is dried is, I can get that sound which is like last night around 10-11 p.m. is when I started, and this morning he's just kind of really good and dried up, and I did exactly the same way. The hand doesn't have any support at all, no wires, nothing. There's a toothpick here and then on the head that is connected to the body. So that is all. Hopefully it's done. I've showed off everything except that tiny leaf, which I would say if you guys are doing, it'll be good. You can make it, but then don't make it like really big. That leaf doesn't have to be, it shouldn't be like really big. It has to be like really small. You try and make it, okay, and then tag me as you make and put stories and tag me and put in the Cakes Unplugged by Fondbites magazine group as well. So let me see your cute versions of the Groot. What should be the proportion of the figurine for a 5-inch by 4-inch cake? It depends. It doesn't matter how big or small. Like sometimes there are the caricature kind of size. Like maybe a 4-inch tall should be good. Okay, I'm just going to read through any doubts that you have. Can we use water instead of edible glue? At present I don't have edible glue. If you have CMC with you, then mix CMC with water and make your own edible glue. If you don't have CMC or Tylos with you, you can use water, doesn't matter. Please tell me where to buy the tools. Most of the modeling tools are available with New Arif. These ones, I used one like this. And what else? These are available in Amazon also. Okay, this is available with Seema, Ultimates. I mean, they are like, kind of too random. These are available with Amazon. You can find sculpting tools or pottery tools and wooden carving tools and all that, and see what really kind of thing that you think you will use, you can buy. But don't kind of hoard a lot of tools as well. You said that you will tell us about the fondant to be used. Fondant to be used. No, I was saying that I had used Convex gum paste, which was really good, and I was not going to make any gum paste, and given the present situation and all that, you can make your own gum paste. I was just trying to make a recipe card for the gum paste and then share. If you have ingredients like icing sugar, liquid glucose, gelatin, Tylos powder, is all that you need. you can make your gum paste, but I'll make the recipe card and post. But I was not sure if you guys will be in the state of mind to make gum paste. But if you have fondant with you, you can add some CMC to the fondant and then make the figurine as well. And the brand of fondant you use, if they are setting in the room temperature without any issues and not losing shape or becoming very sticky and all that, then you can use the fondant itself. But there are some brands of fondant which are like really soft, and they need to have some CMC or tylose to it to make it set well. CMC and water proportion, maybe half a cup of water to half a teaspoon of CMC should be good. I mean, this is just not the only way of making edible glue, but this measurement will work too. Do you make all figurines with gum paste? No, I make figurines with the half of gum paste and half of fondant, because I don't want the figurines to be like really rock hard. Also because I try and avoid a lot of support in the figurines, like the wires and all that. So if I want the kids to bite and eat, but I don't want it to be like really rock hard. I'm just trying to show me this guy has a lot of shadow. Anything else? Facebook is done, no doubts. Is there any specific grams for gum paste? No. There's no specific grams and all. You just need to try it out and see what size works the best, and that's what I do. Okay. I have not weighed the gum paste that I have used. It's you need to just make your sizes and see what is the best size for the body, and then you can make different sizes of the balls for the body and the head, and then see which size works the best for you, and then you can use. How much CMC can we add to 250 grams of fondant? For 250 grams of fondant, maybe a teaspoon of CMC should be good. And that also is just not the only measurement that really works. It depends on the climate, and maybe 1 teaspoon could be a little too much in certain places where it's not humid at all. So maybe you can start with half a teaspoon, and then if it doesn't set well, maybe you can add a little more. That's how you judge. Okay, so I'm just looking forward to a lot of Groot figurines being made, and you can tag me as you do, and then I will reshare them in my Instagram story. Okay, then see you tomorrow with Lily of the Valley gum paste. Bye bye.